Hello, hello. I'm Mahet, and it is reset day. We are going to, um, we're gonna try vaults on Mythic again, just to Dathia. um, just to Dathia. I still want the item that gets the mount, and we know we can kill her, so it might take a try or two if I don't stay on top of the knockbacks, but we know it's possible. And I also just want to check if Broodkeeper and Razgeth are even possible, like soloable. I'm not gonna like hold my breath on that, but I wouldn't mind trying since we're gonna be in here anyway. If we're gonna sit through this first like 2-minute process of whatchamacallit here, the dragon riding, which I don't think matters. Like, I don't think you have to actually do anything. Although I killed the dude in the middle last time, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you do have to kill him. We'll focus that anyways and see. I don't think I managed to kill like any of them solo. The vehicle scaling doesn't seem to really do anything, or isn't significant enough on Mythic for it to, I don't know, to help. But after we do this, whatever comes of this, Dathia kill Broodmother attempt. I think we're gonna look at the Lunar New Year stuff because there's a bunch of new transmog, and I don't love flying around to all the elders, but some of the transmog looks pretty good. You need 200 of the new, you need 200 of the Lunar New Year currency to get all the new stuff, and as I understand it, you can get about 100 per character. And I think if I remember last year correctly, I didn't oh, there's a lag spike. I didn't do 100 per character. I think I did 50 per character, and now the ensemble might be 75, so we might have to do 75 on one character. But I like breaking it up, because the old world... Oh, am I getting mixed up? Yeah, no, I think the old world ones just seem like they feel like they go faster. For a second I think I was getting it mixed up with Midsummer, where the newer zones gave more of the currency, but I don't think that's the case here. Alrighty. Away we go. I'm pretty sure Aranog was very easy when I was here last week. I don't really remember.
By fang or by talon, Razageth must be stopped.
Do. Alright. So that's the middle dude dead. And we will go get to Aranog. I hopefully can sneak past all this trash. One second here. Yeah. Okay. Do. Nope. Oh. Duh. Oh no. Oh no. I updated my add-ons, but they're really... I guess we're just gonna disable them again. Fine. I wasn't really worried about the add-on changes, but it's been more annoying than I expected because I don't use a ton of combat add-ons, and it seems like Can I Mog It is the one that's actually causing the most grief, which is annoying. Because yeah, between like I'm so used to having Can I Mog It and all the things on. I feel like slightly blind without them. In other news, the puppies are probably in their new Humane Society now. They were transferred because the local one had too many puppies, so they moved out this morning with their siblings. There were 6 in the litter, so they're all reunited and waiting for their forever homes, which is super nice. They were lovely, but they were a lot of work. So I think that was, for me, just the right amount of time for puppies. And now we're sort of just like on a countdown waiting. Searing Blaze Caster, what are you? A weird crossbow. Interesting. Alright, we are just waiting for our cat Foster's next vet appointment to sort of see how she's going to proceed. Probably she won't stay here anymore. She really doesn't like our cats. And she hates being confined, so, you know. I think it's probably best if she goes somewhere that doesn't have any other pets. And she can just have free reign and more company. So hopefully we can get that for her. Doop-a-doo. Alright. Primal Council was okay once I remembered how the mechanics worked last week. So this should be fine. I liked that these mini bosses taught you the fight, basically. I just really liked this raid. Like, this is maybe my favorite recent raid. Manaforge Omega and Liberation of Undermine were cool, but there was something about them that was just like too same the whole way through. That kind of drove me crazy. I don't know what I'm going to do with all those things afterwards. I guess delete them. The ancient vault artifacts.
Soon, the incarnates will be
Do do do. It's annoying to have to go and kick the casters. Yeah. Cadros is way behind. Lovely. Okay, we learned a fair bit from last week, it seems. We got a mace, one-handed mace, and a two-handed mace. I see. It's weird that it's showing the yellow version, because I think this should all, the mythic stuff should be white or, yeah, there we go. White or purple. Darn it. Alrighty. Yeah, and just again, we're really only suffering through the mythic version of this so that any transmog we get will ultimately count towards collecting the full sets, because once you get the mythic sets, you get heroic, normal, and LFR automatically now, as long if you get like all the pieces. Although last week I gave up at Senarth. I was too annoyed with the slippy slides. Dathia is pretty annoying too, but she has the ring we need, so, or trinket or whatever it is, for the Audic amount. Okie dokie. Also, Jim is so happy the puppies are gone. You can't like really tell because he's obviously snoozing, but I assure you, he's a pleased man. Alrighty. So, the problem here, as far as I can tell, and I didn't ever do this on Mythic when it was current, is the tank mechanic is a knockback, and as the fight goes on, it knocks you like further and further back, I think. So I just have to be really on top of using roll and then lighter than air to keep myself on the platform the longer the fight goes on. Hello, is this Raid Shadowlands or Dragonflight? This is Dragonflight. This is Vault of the Incarnates. And we're just here mostly to kill Dathia to see if she'll give up an item to get him out. But hello, Roy, how you doing? Alright. It took a few tries last week because I was getting the hang of it. Yeah, there's the knockback ability, and the first one's not too bad at all. But I guess, and I don't really remember how this fight works, but I assume that's why the tanks swap, is to make sure that that doesn't stack too high. Also, I should have been paying attention to the tornadoes as they were zooping across. Okay. Oof. The other thing is, like, I usually use roll pretty liberally, and I'm trying not to use it for anything except the knockback. That was slow. That was not good enough. Okay, I might have to, like, just not talk for a minute. Sorry. Woo. No! Oh man, I did not think we were gonna make it there. Alright, we should be okay now. Whew, okay. I'm good. I didn't play a lot in Shadowlands or Dragonflight, so nice to see these raids, yeah. This one really was one of my favorites. And, ooh, we got the Storm Eater's Boon. Is this what we wanted? Is it? And we got a token. Hold on. Oh, we got 2 of them. Oh, maybe that's not what I wanted? Well, now I'm confused. What did we want from her? Loot. Oh, Eye of the Vengeful Hurricane. Darn it. I just saw that it was a trinket and I thought we were good. But it's the neck we want. Okay, and just to be sure. Yeah, no, we didn't get it. Never mind. We got 2 of those trinkets, though. Alright, let's go back to the beginning and activate the skip. I want to see what, just like while we're in here. I'm not going to clear the whole thing. If Broodkeeper is, or Broodmother, whatever her name is
This land is
soloable. How do we do the skip? Portal. Calicos?
There's magic.
Oh, I probably don't have the skip on Mythic. Never mind. Okay. Well, that's fine. We can just go hop into some Lunar New Year stuff. So yeah, 75. This is, hold on. Oh, why did I close that? this is the new Lunar New Year stuff. So, yeah, 75 coins of ancestry for this ensemble. And then there's a back piece, an offhand, a dagger, pole arm, and another offhand, all for 25. So we'll do the first one on one character for 75, and then I think I'll probably jump around for the other ones. Just because I get bored. Alright, and I want to send this to my paladin. I also want to turn my add-ons back on if we're not going to be fighting things. Alright. I don't know, have you guys been having trouble with your add-ons? It's really just when I'm in combat. Which I guess makes sense, but I didn't think I had any combat ones running. I guess maybe I do. Let me see. No. It should all be fine. I don't know. Okie dokie. Lunar New Year. So we'll go to Orgrimmar. The puppies were so much fun, but I have this, like, I don't know. I'm, like, on edge in the back of my mind. I keep thinking, like, oh, I have to go check on them. Or, like, oh, where are they? Are they okay? Did they do something weird? Did they poo on the floor again? And it's been, like, kind of weird for the day. Oh, I should get the handy notes for this. Handy notes Lunar Festival. Yeah. I was having trouble last night, kept disconnecting. Not sure if that was the add-ons or something else. Ew. Yeah, that's annoying. I know they've been turning the war bank on and off a bunch too, which is unfortunate. I haven't needed it yet at a time when it was offline, but that would be pretty annoying for anybody who's been having that problem. Also, just for anyone in the YouTube chat, I'm pretty sure on Saturday when I'm at Northrend Live, I'm only going to be streaming on Twitch. So you guys are going to have to pop over there instead if you want to check it out, unfortunately. I don't think the setup will really like allow for dual stream. Right, complete. Are there two here? Or is this like a quest I can do? Oh, I should clean out my bags before we get into this. Elder Moonstone. Elder... No. This... okay, I'll check it out on Twitch, no worries. Thanks, Catnapper. I think they're setting everything up for us ahead of time to stream, and so I just won't have any real control over what is available. Which I think is okay, but it is just like a little bit of extra communication ahead of time. But I think the whole thing is going to be cool, and yeah, I'm excited to be there and check it out. Okay, sorry. 8 lunar fireworks, 2 lunar firework clusters, and he's the guy that sells that, right? Okay. 2 clusters and 8 fireworks? Are the rockets the fireworks? Yes, okay. Just need to buy 7 more of those.
Catch you on the flip side.
The cosplays look like they're gonna be so good. I'm really excited. Alright. User invitation in the moonlight to travel to Moonglade. Okay. I never remember how this holiday works. I think most of them I have a pretty good memory of, and this one every year I'm like, is there a rare? What do I do? How does it work? Is it just going around to the elders, or is there something else going on? I think there's a quest you can do once to kill Moonfang, or is that the Dark Moon Wolfie? I don't know. Crown of Courage. No, I don't need that. Elun's Blessing. Yeah, I don't need that stuff. Okay, so it is really just flying around. Because I think we have all of the rest of this, except these are the new things. I really like these sets. I haven't mogged them on anyone yet, but I think they're beautiful. And then nice dagger. This looks better in-game than the Wowhead screenshot by like a lot. Polearm. I would maybe use this. Oh, I'm a monk after all. These are really cute. I love the name. The Lunar Firewhacker. Like whoever whoever named this. Love it. So good. This lantern's super cute. And then the back piece. This all looks really nice together too, actually. Alright. Well, we have 1 coin of ancestry, so we better get running around. Is it really just 1? Like, you actually have to visit 200 of these guys to get everything? Every time we do one of these holidays, that's like the flying around to do something. So like the Halloween tricky treats, Midsummer Fire Blossoms. I'm like, there's no way, right? Like, that's not how this works, is it? So we're gonna have to phase into Old Darkshore. I never bothered with holiday content at all until I was trying to get the Violet Protodrake. And I've had the Violet Protodrake for like quite a while, but every year now they add more stuff. And I'm like, well, you know, I've done it all once. Might as well keep going. But I wish they would modernize more of them, because the fly around and just like talk to an NPC stuff is not very much fun. I think Love is in the Air is really good now. Whoops. Which other ones have they done? Yeah, literally just 1. Holy smokes. Alright, well, away we go. Brewfest they redid. That one was really good. Did they redo Wintervale? I don't think they did. What holidays do we have? Noble Garden. Oh, I ran into a wall. Yeep. Children's Week, Brewfest, House End. Maybe fewer of them than I thought. Interesting. Yeah. Oh man, so it's above 0 today, which is great, you know, broadly speaking. I guess we'll go up to Hyjal. However, the way the snow has been shoveled and plowed, and this is completely understandable. This is like nobody messed up or anything, but quite naturally, when you shovel or plow, you're pushing the snow onto the curb. Or sorry, like just off the curb, right? Like you want enough space on the sidewalk for people to walk, and you want enough on the road for people to drive. Hey, Prestcraft, thanks for the follow. It's all totally fine. But now that everything is melting, the snowbanks are on top of the storm drains. And which means like as the snow melts, the meltwater doesn't really have anywhere to go. Because there's just snowbank. So there's like this giant puddle outside my house. That basically like can't reach the storm drain. And that would be fine if it was going to be above 0 all week, because like by the end of the week all the snow would melt. Doesn't matter, like the snowbanks would be gone and everything could drain. However, it's gonna freeze again tomorrow, and if it freezes again tomorrow right now, I'm gonna have like a skating rink in front of my house. So I was out there a bit earlier, trying to shovel the snow kind of like off the curb so that what am I looking at here? We haven't been over here yet, right? Completed account, completed. We didn't go to Winter Spring. There's like account versus character settings here that I think I have not done properly, but that's fine. Anyways, I've basically just created like a small river beside the sidewalk. And I got like partway down the street, but one of my neighbors has a bigger car than I do. So again, like I totally understand why this has happened, but they haven't been shoveling the bottom of their driveway. They would just like drive over everything. So it's like super hard packed. And so now there's a big puddle in front of both of our houses, basically, instead of just my house, is where we've landed with that. Is there not a elder here? There we go. So I don't know, they're home from work now. I'm kind of hoping maybe like they get the hint and want to muscle through it, because I wore myself out and kind of like can't do anything more than I already have. It might not even freeze though. Like people are kind of freaking out because it's going to be -1 tomorrow. And it's just the problem of like the snow melts and creates a bunch of puddles, and then the puddles freeze. So everything's gonna be really icy, but maybe it just won't get that cold. Maybe it'll be fine. Maybe it'll be warm enough overnight that more of the snow melts, and my little sidewalk moat will drain. I don't know. I'll probably go check again after the stream is over to see if I can do anything more. It's been a couple hours since I was out there. But I also don't think my neighbors like understand what I'm doing. The last place I lived was also a house, but there was like a few people on the street who would like go out on days like this and be like, okay, no, we have to like get the water out of here. And I don't know, the people on the street are a lot more, they like keep to themselves a lot more. So I assume they're just looking out at me thinking I'm a crazy person. We'll see. I could see the dudes on the corner like looking out and being like, oh, I see what she's doing. They're really nice. But I don't know if that's enough to really help. All right, I guess we're going to, what's this place called? Razor Hill. Yeah. I had the window open for a little bit earlier, especially like after I was shoveling the slush. I was like quite warm, so I came in and sat down. I was like, I could get fresh air in the house. There hasn't been fresh air in the house in months. So that was very exciting. The cats liked it very much. The birdies were singing. Jim and Cricket got to sit in the window. Just delighted. I was happy for them. It's a big day for them, you know? Puppies are gone and there was fresh air to watch the birdies. Ratchet. Dee-dum. I've heard opening your windows in the winter as being called burping your house. That's really funny. Like, I get it. Because, like, the air gets kind of stale, and I think that contributes to, like, people getting sick in the winter. And it just feels so nice to finally get this, like, clean air back in without the risk of, like, freezing your pipes or something. What seems to happen a lot in the newer condos is, I don't know if they're just not built with extreme cold in mind or what, but people will crack their like balcony doors or something in the winter because, you know, when you're in a high rise, you have a thermostat if you're in a condo, but there's a lot of like ambient heat, so it's just like can be really warm. But what happens quite frequently is that that cold just coming in through the balcony will freeze and burst pipes, and you'll like drive by a condo building and there'll be a balcony just like covered in icicles and like emergency services outside because it's flooded and frozen, which is pretty lousy. All right, I guess we need to go up to Ashenvale. Astronar. God. Can you imagine we used to do this with static flight? It's still pretty slow with skywriting, but holy cow. What were we thinking? Yeah. The poor puppies. Like, it's been right around 0, maybe like above, just like a smidge above freezing. A little bit over the last week. And one of the things you're supposed to do with puppies to help them get properly like socialized is to give them a bunch of new experiences, and some of that is like new people, new smells, new sound, but also new surfaces. So made sure to take them into the backyard so they could play in the snow, and they loved it, but they're so little, they're only 2 months old, they're like no body fat, and they'd be like sniffing the snow, super happy, and then just shivering. You'd be like, okay. And like they don't really know what shivering is. So you have to like scoop them up and bring them inside, and they'd be like, what's the problem? I'm fine. Like, well, you're not. You're very chilly. Alright. There's nothing in Stone Talon? That seems surprising. Where's Sunrock? Should I just go there? Seems weird, right? Sunrock Retreat is like a nice little Tauren village. I don't know. I mean, I guess if the map says there's nothing. Huh. Surprising though. I've never done those achievement. They look They took a lot of time, kind of like the trick or treat one from Halloween. I should probably go back and do them. It's way easier now, like I was just saying, because we have skywriting instead of static flight. But it's pretty boring. Like, if you care about achievements, it's pretty easy. Like, most of them are really, really simple. But it is kind of mindless. If I didn't genuinely like the ensemble, I would be pretty tempted to not do it. That said, I'm kind of like deep in this whole like let's collect everything vibe now. Oh, it's in the instance. That's why it's purple. I'm not going in there. It's gonna take me forever. Grumble, grumble. Okay, we'll go to Thunderbluff instead. I forgot there were some in instances. What are we at? 12? Oh my god. Yeah. The only one that was like really... Actually, it wasn't even that bad. One of them has like a PvP achievement that everybody was really up in arms about at some point. But when I did it, everybody doing PvP that week was trying to get the achievement, so it was pretty chill. I got it pretty easily. But most of it's just like go collect 1,000 something or others. Light 1,000 bonfires. Get all the tricky treats. Ooh, I don't know if you guys saw. I put it in the Discord. But I guess there was an interview with Maria Hamilton and a developer whose name I forgot. I want to say Jay something, but I don't remember right now. And they said that they are aware that the player base wants other racial housing options and that it won't take nearly as long as Heritage Armor did, which isn't saying a lot because Heritage Armor took a super long time, but I'll take it. It's too bad that's like not really the sort of thing we could put channel points on. Betting on like which races they would do next. Because my personal thought is that it should be Undead and Draenei. But I think Himeros was in YouTube chat was saying there are more Tauren and Dwarf players, which is a pretty strong argument that it would be Tauren or Dwarf. I don't know. I could see Troll being like really easy for them to do too, because they've just made all those Amani assets like brand spanking new for Midnight. That looks so good. I'm so excited for Zulaman. I think people are right that the Zulaman NPC models are too bulky. And the ladies especially look pretty orcish. But generally speaking, I think they've done a really good job with the Amani. The zone looks super cool. I joined and the first thing I heard was my name. Hello. I was just saying, I don't know how much you caught, but that there's an interview saying that we should be getting new housing options, like racial buildings, sooner than later. It's a developer interview, so nothing is promised. So I think it was you that was betting Tauren or Dwarf the other day. Tauren would be cool. I would obviously rather have Undead, but we'll see. We're just doing, the beautiful grind that is Lunar New Year. I need 75 of these coins to start, to buy the new ensemble. I can't, it goes so slow. I can't believe it's been, I mean, we didn't do this from the start. We went and killed Dathia first, but still, like, only 17 of them? That doesn't feel right. Somebody in like one of my video comments was saying their money is also on Undead and Draenei because the heritage quests for both of them specifically mention like rebuilding their homes. Like because Undercity and the Exodar, well, the Exodar is like fine. Is it damaged? You can tell I don't play Alliance. I don't really remember if the Exodar is okay. But I remember the end of the Draenei Heritage quest saying that they were going to build a new city or something. So, the seed has been planted. By the way, do not do Dawn of the Infinite M+ hard mode. Oh, what happened? That sounds exciting. God. I tried a few times to do the hard mode when it was current, and it was not very much fun for me. Especially, like, the first time somebody... What's his name? Oh, Dragon one-shots Chromie. Yeah, I tried to solo it a little while ago. Not in hard mode, but just, like, the full instance. And even on my monk, so I think I tossed Cocoon on her and she still died. There's nothing I could do. Yeah, that sucks that that's still the case. But yeah, the first time I tried the hard mode, somebody immediately died. You know, when you like start the hard mode, there's like fire that drops on the ground before you even really like enter the instance. You're in the instance, but you haven't like started anything. Insta dead, run is over. We're like, cool, okay. See you guys next time. And then I tried it again, and I was on an alt for some reason. Playing, it was a monk alt, but I was playing Windwalker on like a slightly less geared character. I don't remember why I agreed to do the hard mode. Did I stand in the tank soak? Yeah, I think so. The sand fire puddles hurt a lot, yeah. Anyways, I died at some point. I can't remember to what, and I felt terrible. I was like, well, why did I come on an alt for hard mode? Like, what was I thinking? So, I think I tried a few more times with other people dying and just sort of gave up. I'll get there eventually. Yeah, I definitely stood in this, I don't know. It's been a while since I tried it. I wonder when Iridicron's coming back. I know the speculation is not until the last Titan, but it's a long time from now. I feel like he's got to show up in Midnight just to like remind players he exists. Sand fireball. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You like feel like you're doing the mechanics, and then yeah, if you have heals, you think, oh, I'll just toss her a hot or something. No. Yeah, it was like even like with Cocoon and everything. Cocoon's not like a great external, but I thought it would do something. Just dead. I guess you could do it as a paladin and like bubble her, maybe? I don't know. Alright, we gotta do Uldum and Ungoro, and then we gotta switch to Eastern Kingdoms. Let's go to this one first. I don't know, the Dragonflight raids are just like tormenting me now. So I like really want to do them, and they're kind of doable, but not quite. Oh, that interview said specifically that they were working on goblin and gnome houses, which seemed like a weird thing to say. So I guess it's always possible that they like give us a huge curveball and we get like gnomes, goblins, worgen, and trolls for like that seems unlikely, but maybe. If they give us Gilneas though, that would be really sweet. There's no way that it's been actually retuned as legacy, it's just been flagged. His obliteration / cataclysm spell did like 8.1 million damage. Ugh. Yeah. I was gonna check if Broodkeeper in Vault was soloable, like if they had changed her mechanics. But I realized I only had to skip on normal, and I was in Mythic, and I didn't want to go back out, so that'll have to wait, or somebody else will have to do that experiment. I might have it on Heroic too, actually, now that I think about it. I did a lot of that raid. I really liked it. It's probably the most raiding I've done in the last like 2 expansions. Just like that Razageth's voice lines were so great. It was so nice to like get to the end of the raid and be like, I'm gonna be so entertained right now. I don't care if somebody's flying off the platform. I mean, I do. It's annoying, but Razageth was great. I don't know. Like, do you guys have what are your favorite bosses or boss lines? I can't think of that many that like really captured my heart. I liked the Katamari boss in Liberation of Undermine. I thought that was a fun mechanic. It like could be annoying, but I enjoyed it. Okay, so we're done with Eastern Kingdom, or sorry, we're done with Kalimdor. It's time to go to Eastern Kingdoms. We'll just hearth. Amir Drasil, I just felt like every time I got to the Assault of Zakali, or whatever that boss was called, I didn't want to be there anymore. Like, by the time we got to that boss, I was like, I think I'm done. I don't really care about the rest of this. I liked him. I liked Aberrus. The visuals were just so cool. All the Shadow Flame stuff, like, just looked awesome. I feel like I don't even remember the Mana Forge bosses. The Moth was okay, but as a healer, it was really annoying. If you were in like a pug raid, like, sorry for just breathing into the mic like that, but the number of people who would just like ignore the tether. There's like some warlock standing in the middle of the map, just like free casting and not breaking his little string. Like, wish I was a priest right now because I would yank you to safety right when you're about to finish your like next chaos bolt. Like, I'm gonna wait until it's the most frustrating it could possibly be. Hush, it will all be over soon. Creeps me out still to this day from a Nubicon in Nax 40. Operator Throgar was really fun and frustrating. I mean, yeah, Nax was, I feel like, broadly just really fun and frustrating. That's what I remember. My computer wasn't very good, and I remember like just wanting to cry during the safety dance. During like Wrath Nax. I didn't do original Nax. Um yeah. Oops, too far. Throgar from BRF and what? Throgar. Oh, yeah. I don't know why I thought of the dude with the Tesla coils in Nax. I don't know what that guy's name is, but that's who came to mind when I read that name. Yeah. Blackrock Foundry had a lot of good voice lines. The I don't remember what anybody's called right now. Oh, Hans and Frank were great. The Iron Maidens had some fun stuff to say. The Blast Furnace was an awful fight, but like, you know. I super feel like I just don't remember Mana Forge Omega. What do we got? I didn't like the Soul Hunters. Soul Hunter. Plexus Sentinel was fun, but it was the first boss, you know? This Nexus King was fun. A lot of the damage in 25-man Nax was never changed from 40-man, especially the environmental. I mean, it sure felt that way. Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Is he in? Oh, she is in here. But back then I played on a Mac. Like, that was one of the only reasons I started playing WoW, was that it was one of the only games that was Mac compatible. And it just, like, but it wasn't really good enough. I didn't prog anything in the War Within besides Palace. Yeah. Elders of the Dungeons. I just feel like none of these were very memorable. Ansarek was cool. Kaiveza obviously was cool. Actually, a lot of the Narabar stuff was fun. I think like most of them were. I didn't super like Sikran or Ulgarax, but I think everything else was pretty good. Again, like, I don't raid Mythic, I just pug when I feel like I'm willing to socialize. But they're pretty good. I've done Mana Forge since being back, but with friends that have had it on farm for a very long time, yeah. I should probably push myself to like try some harder difficulty rating at some point. It's just a lot of hours. I feel like I don't know if that's what I sorry, one sec. I want to do this one. I don't know if I want to commit myself to like 6 hours a week or something, you know? You'd have to find people you really liked. And that's hard. Okay, I knew this would be slow, but I didn't really understand how slow it was going to be. Especially since the love is in the air stuff came so effortlessly. I like had all of it in a single day, and then I got the mount on Sunday, I guess. It's cool that we're getting more like single boss raids. Oh, this is a dungeon one, isn't it? No. Oh, I see. It's a lot less, it's a lot of stress. Not sure how it's going to turn out with the adjustments post add-on purge. Yeah, I think the race is either going to be like really interesting or super duper boring with like all the changes. And I'm a little worried it's going to be super duper boring because like the rotations are easier. I don't know what that's done to the skill ceiling. But it has to have done something. And then, yeah, the add-ons being less available will obviously have an impact. And it seems like it's usually these sort of like first like tuning raids where things get a little weird. Like, was it Emerald Nightmare had some new gearing system, and that's part of why it got obliterated, if I recall correctly. And then was it Aberrus too had the crest upgrade system for the first time, and then it was crazy short? I don't really remember. Although they have a heroic week and stuff to sort of figure that out a little bit. I don't know. I haven't been paying attention if like how the race is gonna be. Like, are Liquid and Echo gonna go to their facilities and do like the whole caster couch stuff or not? I hope so. I just love Jack and Aya's morning show. Like, I like the whole thing, but especially since I'm not on the West Coast, I'm like, finally something to do. I'll watch that. Greetings, Nomad. How you doing? We're trucking through our Lunar New Year farm grind. I guess grind. Just going to talk to all the elders. Alright, there's one other coin here. Aberrus was the most popular raid by participation in a long time. Yeah, it was good. And the transmog was absolute fire. I actually really liked the vault stuff, which I know a lot of people didn't because it was like it all kind of looked the same and it was like very shaman themed. But man, the Abra stuff was so good. Mostly the priest set, but still. The War Within monk sets have been especially good, though. I feel like whoever's doing the monk style has finally figured out like what the sauce is. Now that you mention it, a lot of the transmog was fire. Yeah. And I think that matters, right? Like that impacts participation. That's like a significant reason I don't play Hunter. Like, I want cool transmog. Probably why I don't like Shaman very much too, actually. Like, I mean, these were cool. I know they're not. Yeah, the monk mog is super good. Look at it. Look at it. It's a little goofy, but like in the perfect Warcraft way. I think the Aberrus monk set actually wasn't that great. Yeah. This one I could take or leave. It's cool, but it's not like their best work. But like the warrior one's pretty cool. I think the evoker one was really good. Oh no, I lied. Well, I mean, it's the like infinite dragon thing. It's pretty cool on Mythic. Demon Hunter. Yeah. I like my Dragon Soul set for my Hunter. Ooh, yeah. I'll look that one up in a second because I can't quite pull it. I just wanted to see, yeah. There have been a few tiers. I guess this is pretty mage. Sometimes the mage and the priest sets feel like they've been like smushed together. Is it the Undermine one that looks incredible for monk? Yeah, I think so. Because it's not this season. This season was a little boring. The Mana Forge one is like very... I think there's one from WoD that looks basically the same. But... come on. Yeah, Liberation of Undermine. Super good. Yeah. I like the normal one best just because I like the red, but... Hunter. The Hunter stuff is always strange. What's Dragon Soul, you say? Do 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 do. Oh, too far. Mop, throne. No, too far again. There's so much... There it is. Oh yeah, these are nice. I like the Ulduar one the best, I think. That's a classic. Hunter Mog. That's one of the better Hunter looking sets, yeah. The Hunter ones are getting better. They're just not like the best. The Shaman ones are weird. When I first saw the ponytails that they've been doing, I was like, oh, that's so cool. I like the Monk Crane set from Dragonflight, yeah. I was really happy when they did a Chi-Ji themed one. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the Shaman ones with the ponytails. When I first saw them, I was like, this is awesome. And I don't know if I still feel that way. Let's see. Mana Forge, Shaman. Yeah. I kind of like... isn't working for me anymore. I really like the Warrior one with like the chain ponytail. Oh, that's my fave set too, the Scourge Stalker. Yeah, it's good. Oh, I killed a guard. It's gonna take some time for them to let me leave now. I would love an up-res on the Hunter tier 5. There's a, I think it's tier 4 that I'm like, is my hands down favorite ever. Gruul's Lair. Oh yeah. Is this tier 5? And Thoradel, yeah. My favorite... what am I thinking of? Serpent Shrine? Black Temple. Yeah, I think it's this... I guess it's the Serpent Shrine Cavern ones that I'm thinking of that I really liked. Oh, I went too far. The seasons are throwing me off. No. Okay, no, here. It's this one. It's the... whatever this is. I want an up-res of this so bad. When I played Druid back in the day, this set meant everything to me. Oh, I see. Thank you. Sorry. The like seasons on the screen and the like tier in my head. The helm is just so good. So good. This one's also, these shoulders are also pretty classic, the Serpent Shrine ones. Alright. I'm getting distracted here. We gotta go down to this guy. The Thunder Shoulders were fire. Yeah. My raid leader back then was an Orc Hunter, and they looked so fucking good on him. It was great. The set look also depends on the race. Like, warrior sets look pitiful on undead. Yeah, 100%. The undead ladies have really weird proportions, and there's a lot of stuff that looks terrible on them. they really need like chunky belts or leg armor with like plating for it to look any good. Da, 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 da. Not dungeons, not dungeons. Go here. Yeah. Yeah, I'm like a super slave to the transmog system. Like if a character model doesn't, like if the animations don't fit right and the transmog doesn't look right on like that race, then I just completely lose interest. Which I think is most of the issue with Shaman for me. I just like can't find a race that I like it on. Riftstalker with the Lego bow from Sunwell and the Agi cloak from Mop. I was actually so disappointed at for the Tomb of Sargeras that they recolored the Black Temple set. I was like, this isn't the best set. Like, it's fine, I guess. And now we have so many versions of it. I tell my friend a good transmog really helps the DPS. I think it does. Like, I straight up wouldn't play Monk if I didn't like how it looked on Undead specifically. And like, I really like the DK animations. I think the DK animations look good on almost everybody. I find the lady trolls to be very stiff, like the Darkspear ones, if they're casters or anything, but in a DK situation, they look really appropriate. It does. You're invested in the character, in the look, so you invest in the character, yeah. Agreed. The rigging makes or breaks it. It could be the best smog ever on a Tauren, but awful on something else. Yeah. Man, when they added monks to Worgen and goblins, I was like, oh, like, that's cool. I'll go see what, like, a Worgen monk is like. Sounds fun. So bad. Their feet are too big. Like, you can't... Worgen shouldn't be monks. Their tootsies are huge, and when they kick things, it looks like they're wearing flippers or something. I was like, Transmog helps DPS. I think it does. Maybe not if you're like world first and you're gonna race change to like dwarf every time you're told to, but for the average player, I think it does. Actually, especially if you play melee, because then you can see yourself. That monk helmet from Liberation of Undermine was a great way to pick yourself out of the crowd. Da, da, da. For some reason, I thought we would be good just doing Kalimdor and Eastern Kingdoms, but it would appear that that's not true. Jumping helps at least 15%. If you're a fire mage. Hey Kelku. I want a Night Elf Shaman. I think it would be cool. Yeah. I want Night Elf Paladins. For like no real reason at all. I would also take an Undead Paladin, but yeah, Night Elf Shaman would be good. And we fought a bunch of Night Elf Shamans in Dragonflight, so like, what's the holdup? I know there was a Blood Elf Druid, like, in, was it Botanica dungeon? What am I doing right now? But I bet they know if they let Blood Elves be druids, like, no one would ever play a Tauren again. I like Tauren, I'm just saying, like, everybody loves elves. All right. So I guess we'll get these last two, and then we're gonna have to go somewhere else. And the problem with going somewhere else is that all of the expansion zones will only have like 5 more of these things for us. And they're not warbound, so I need to get 75 on this character. And then for everything else, we get 25. It's no big deal. It's just gonna be a lot of traveling. Okay. I only have had 1 goblin shaman for past decade, but when Lemix hit, I created a high mountain. They're like bulky, and kind of like the bulky size when playing. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I wish I hadn't race changed my original druid to a Zandalari, but I do really like the Zandalari, so it's fine. I'm not looking forward to it myself. Yeah. Travel the world in 7 universes on several tunes, yeah. I think it's just the ensemble that's bad, right? Like, for the other things, it's only 25 tokens, and you can just do that in the old world, which I think is more reasonable. Except in some of the tighter delves. Yeah. I don't remember if there's anywhere where, like, Tauren made me feel claustrophobic, but one of the reasons I can't really get into, what am I saying? The smaller races is because they kind of float when they run. Because they want all of the races to move at the same speed. So if you're a gnome, then like your stride is like comically long, and it kind of throws me. I could see it being nice in some regards that like there's a perception that you're moving really fast, but I find it really distracting. Actually, I think the rigging, like the movements and animations also came up in that interview with Maria Hamilton where she mentioned new racial housing styles. Something about them looking at updating those. Alright, I'm gonna skip Outland because it's huge. Did you ever go into Belmadan in Lower Barrens on a Tauren? I mean, probably on a male Tauren. No, that's fair. I've never played a male Tauren, but I bet, yeah, the claustrophobia is probably worse. Gnomes run like they have 50% gravity. That's a great way of putting it. Extra great because I just started and I'm about to finish reading the 2nd book in the Expanse series, Caliban's War. Yeah. The books are good. Not only are the books good, but I'm like really impressed by how well the show did at following them closely, and the casting. The casting is crazy good. Like every time, I feel like this doesn't happen very often, or I don't feel this way very often, but every time the books describe one of the characters in The Expanse, I'm like, that's exactly how the actor looked. It's insane, with the exception of Naomi, who's supposed to be 2 meters tall, but like, we can forgive that one. It's like stunning how accurate it all seems visually. I was reflecting on how much I love Bobby from The Expanse, but also like Savika from Arcane. And they're kind of similar characters. They're like big, like brutish women. And like, does WoW have a character like that? That's just like a, I don't know, like a bruiser. Just like gonna go in and mess stuff up. We were supposed to have Kata time walking this week according to last week's calendar, and they scrubbed it off the calendar with the reset. Oh, weird. I didn't notice that. Were you like hoping to buy something from those vendors? Or like level some characters? I don't know. It feels like I think all of the WoW characters, lady characters, are either like magic users, or then you have like Lillian, who's like stealthy, so that doesn't quite qualify. I guess Talia has a big ol' mace, but we never see her use it. I don't know. I think we might need like a Kultiran character to just show up and crunch somebody. There's a niche that needs to be filled in the WoW writing. Oh, they didn't give us anything. This pet battle event ends, Delve event ends, and then there's no PvE thing. There's like the Lunar Festival, but that's odd. Blizz likes to kill off the few warrior heroes they make in the lore. Yeah. Yeah. Or like sideline them. Doo-doo-doo. I don't know. I can watch the like Vi versus Savika fight scenes from Arcane sort of like on loop. Mostly the music is really good. The animation is great and the characters are great, but actually it's mostly about the music at this point. But yeah, I'm gonna have to make a trip. I'm gonna have to find which bookstore has the third installment of The Expanse. Hopefully it's a convenient one, because I'm gonna be done like tomorrow, the second book. Okay, Northrend has more of these than I thought they would. That's good. We're at 51, so 24 left. And then I might do the other ones off stream or just save it for another day. I'm certainly not going to grind out all 200 in a single sitting. Whoop. Got more respect for ourselves than that. Actually, speaking of like media I've been consuming, I think I have exactly one episode left of Frieren, for the anime about the mage. Hello, Clarmies. Thanks for the follow. Welcome. I should definitely go watch that. That happens to me a lot, where I'll be watching a show and get to the last episode and then get distracted and never watch it. I guess part of me, I'm like a little bit afraid. I've been enjoying it a lot. And I don't gravitate towards animes, like broadly speaking, but Netflix sort of suggested it aggressively enough that I gave it a shot. It's good. Do. Also been watching The Pit, which is spectacular, but it's one episode a week, so that's annoying. Season 2. and season 2 of Fallout, which I'm just not feeling. I don't know if any of you guys are watching that one, but like, I feel like I don't care about any of the characters anymore. I'm not really sure what they did to the characters to make me feel that way, but I'm just like not very invested in what happens to them. That said, before you answer, I haven't watched the most recent episode, so like, I won't be super upset if you spoil it because I'm not terribly invested, but whatever happened in the last episode, I do not know about. I do like Maximus, I guess. He's fine. Oops. Alright. I guess we're doing kind of like a lazy counterclockwise. Elders of Dungeons. I don't want to do the dungeon ones. So we'll go over here. Man. Oh man, we just flew over that pet battle trainer. I have not been keeping up with the pet battle achievements at all. The new ones. The family battlers of Eastern Kingdoms and Northrend and Kalimdor. I did some of them, obviously. But I started was it Critters on stream, and I was using some of them weren't level 25, so I didn't get credit, and then I went back the next day to fix it and somehow chose a pet, even though I was using Zufu's pet guide, that wasn't a critter, it was a beast, and so I didn't get credit again, and I just like need a break. Like, we will get back to that at some point, but I was very cranky. I watched the first season, it wasn't bad. I decided that I wasn't going to give Bezos any more of my money last year. Yeah. I have like a free trial thing going on at the moment. I also try to give him as little money as possible, which I realize is silly because I'm like currently streaming on Twitch, but you know, it's very hard to get away from. Oh, wait, I'll read the next comment before I get distracted. That's a shame because I really like the first season, but I haven't watched any of the second season. You might totally like it, Raylan. Like, I have this problem a lot where I'll be enjoying a show and then something in maybe just the storytelling will shift and I don't feel like connected or invested in the characters anymore. I'm trying to think of where else that has happened, but it's not unusual for me to like be super into a show and then it will get to a point where I'm like, I don't care about these people anymore, like I'm good. So I think you should still try it if you liked the first season. I thought it stylistically was really spectacular, so maybe the style of it was what kept me interested in Fallout Season 1. And now you're not in the vaults as much, so some of that like goofy kind of like WoW style, like colorful silliness isn't as much a part of the story anymore. Maybe that's what's going on. Also, the ghoul is just so awful to look at. Like, the actor's really good and the character is really good, but I'm finding season 2 is also just like kind of gross, and like I just don't really want to subject myself to this anymore. But yeah, on the my pin isn't in the same place. On the sort of tangent of Amazon and where you spend your money and how unavoidable some of it feels. I just found out about a sort of like not dumb phone, but like stripped down phone that some of the people responsible for the BlackBerry are putting out. I think it's called the Clicks Companion, and they're sort of marketing it as a second phone. So if you probably need your Pixel or your Galaxy or your iPhone, whatever, for work or for whatever. But if you are like, I need to detox, but I can't totally get rid of my smartphone, this like companion phone is meant to reduce the amount of things you can do without being inconvenient. And I'm really interested because it comes with a keyboard, first of all. And I think we lost our way when we switched to touchscreens. It's going that way with cars, right? Like newer cars are going back to tactile interfaces because it is safer. But I'm like kind of nostalgic for the BlackBerry keyboard. So I like, that this companion phone is maybe a little bit stupider than a smartphone. Great. Has a keyboard, super cool. And they're on pre-order. Sounds right up my alley. I was looking for dumb phones maybe like 6 months ago. I was just feeling, and I realize this all sounds insane because now I'm streaming on YouTube and stuff, and whatever, bear with me. I was looking at them. I was like, I'm just tired of the smartphones and things tracking me, and my information being everywhere. But the dumb phones are like really hard to get to work. I guess a lot of service providers. So like if you're in Canada, Bell and Rogers are some of our like biggest service providers. They just like don't have anything that will work with them. So you have to like really jump through hoops for it to function. I guess kind of like Linux in some degree, right? You're like, okay, I want this to be stupider, but I don't want it to be that much harder. Along the lines of the phone, I don't want a car that talks to me. Yeah, exactly. And that was like when my washing machine died. I paid extra to get one with less stuff because I didn't want AI or an app for my washing machine. I don't want any machine talking to me. Exactly. I just want to like strip as much of that out of my life as is sort of feasible, even though I know that it's not really feasible. Like we live in a world where you do have to use a lot of those things. But I think this Clicks companion phone sounds like it might be kind of like the perfect hybrid where like you can still have your apps and there's like a good camera, but it's intended to just like give you a little less of everything so that you're not doom scrolling or whatever. I bought a manual transmission car because I wanted to drive, not go to sleep. Yeah, that was my dad. I think it was my dad. Anyways, it's probably a line that he heard somewhere else, but used to say, I want to drive, not steer. Yeah. There are smart fridges, toasters, microwaves, and it's hard to find ones that aren't. Like, that's the worst thing. You really have to, like, find a boutique brand to get away from that stuff. It's insane. I drive an 89 Suburban, very limited electronics, and that's the way I want it. Yeah. My car has an analog clock. Like, this is great. I don't really like it as a car, if I'm being real. Like, it's not fun to drive, but it's pleasantly stupid. All right, we've already been here. I need to go somewhere else, I guess. Pandaria is probably next on the list. Yeah. 100% with you. And like I don't like having to pay extra to like avoid Amazon or avoid like electronics with apps or whatever, but I will. It is worth it. Yeah, I have something in my vault from I don't know when, probably a time walking. I guess I'll go pick that up. I do have a really nice toaster that has like an analog dial that then has like an indicator for how much longer your toast is gonna take. It's not an app, but it's awesome. My Suburban before this one was a 78 my grandfather brought new, and it had an 8-track player. That's crazy.
My directive is to serve.
Yeah. My car's like just old enough that it doesn't have a backup camera or anything.
My directive has been
But
fulfilled.
you must live somewhere where they don't put, I mean, you've told me where you live, so I'm saying that like the place where you live, which you have shared with me, must not put salt on the roads, is where I'm going. Because that seems to be what really messes up cars here, is that in the winter, and I think they've reduced it in recent years, like realizing that it's bad for the cars and it's bad for the environment, but salt will obliterate a car here. It would never last that long. I've had serious thoughts about whether or not it would have been better if I'd been born Amish. Like, probably worse. Probably. But we're definitely due for some sort of, like, technological renaissance of stripping back. I wonder when that will happen. Oh, wait, are there none in Pandaria? Really? Okay. So, where do I go? Drenor? Outland? Uh-oh. Broken Isles? Is the add-on just not telling me? Or are there none? There must be more to get. Wowhead said I could get 100. I'm in southern Idaho and they don't salt the roads. Yeah, okay. That makes a huge difference. I'm just south of you. Oh, sorry, Twitch chat. I'll be with you in a moment. I just realized that you guys were chatting. Just south of you here, and my previous car's frame was so rusted you could actually poke a hole in it with your finger. Yeah, man, I've seen that. I have seen that. The car that my family had when I was first born basically turned into that. It's like Swiss cheese. They use sand sometimes, yeah. And your new car you just don't drive in the winter, yeah. Alright, apologies. Oh, hello, true villain Manny. I would argue against that. I fear that companies are focused on two things and are mostly stagnating: technology and innovation in general. So you're arguing, just for clarification, against there being a technological renaissance, or that there should be one? Because I don't know if there will be one. It just seems like there's like a growing number of people, probably not the majority, respect that it is not the majority, that like want less and less from stuff. But I feel like I saw your comment that I would argue against this, like probably while I was in the middle of rambling, and so I'm not sure what I was saying. Whoops. I lived in Europe, and the Germanic Norse countries use some blend for their roads that doesn't seem to be nearly as bad as what we use, yeah. I think Canada has changed whatever they're using. Oh boy, there's too many icons on the map. Because it seems like there's less salt on like my boots and stuff. And the stuff that I bought to like salt my walkway isn't really salt. It says something about it being like environmentally and pet friendly, but I'm not sure what it is. I haven't looked that closely at it, if I'm being honest. I just walked in and bought it and then I left, but oh, we have to go further. 2014 Dodge Challenger. Oh shoot. Yeah, okay. I mean, I wouldn't drive that much either. That's gonna be your baby. I bet that's a really fun car. I would argue that there should be one because tech doesn't add to our lives as much as it should, and we see people opting out or pulling back. Yeah, from all these gadgets that require subscription and replacement. Yes, 100%. Whether or not any of that will happen remains to be seen. But there's definitely like subscription fatigue, account fatigue, app fatigue. Like, I don't want to sign up for anything else. I don't want to give more people my data. But I'm always like, you need a critical mass of people, and I'm not sure that there is one. I'm kind of like, yeah, we'll see. I hope so. I'm excited that it's not BlackBerry, but like the BlackBerry folks are putting out that phone anyways. I'm gonna check it out. And my new washing machine is awesome. It's just a giant aluminum cube. It does nothing but wash clothes. In high school, I drove a 74 Dodge Challenger, great car. Oh, I would love to have a muscle car. It's like super unethical at this point in like life, but like I want one. Somebody in my neighborhood has an electric Humvee. I didn't realize that Hummer was making electric vehicles, but like I want one. I really, really want one. The critical mass is hard because you would think that X would begin to flop, but bots can prop it up like above. Yeah. Yeah, it's like if it weren't for AI, maybe it would happen faster, but now we're gonna have to wait how all that plays out. All the bots, as you say. Of course, the bots can't buy things, so that's handy. If you're gonna vote with your money, the bots can't do that. And by vote, I mean like, you know, buy the stupid things instead of the ones with apps and voices and what have you. That was absolutely, well, reading the reviews when I was trying to buy a new washing machine was horrific. You're like, I don't know if any of these people are real. None of the reviews really like make sense or have any like consistent threads. All of the options seem bad. Yeah. An electric Hummer sounds like a self-contradictory term, and that's why I love it. I'm like, this is just like the perfect juxtaposition of this like grotesque, but like appealingly grotesque car with with an electric engine. I love it. It's built like the H2, so it's like pretty chunky, like a Tonka truck. I would probably prefer if it looked more like an H1, but I'm just glad they made it. It looks sweet. Yeah. My dream would be the 68 Charger, not a 69 or 70, but a 68. This is very specific. I don't think I know the years well enough to like specify. If I'm going on like pure aesthetics for a muscle car, I kind of just want a Trans Am, even though that's trashy as hell. I'm saying all this playfully. If you have a Trans Am, I'm not saying you're trashy. I'm saying it's like, it's a vibe that I enjoy, but is like kind of silly. Why were you after a new washer? Oh man, Manny. 2 weeks ago, like everything in my life fell apart. In my house, not my life. I'll explain in just a second. I was part of the last generation that had muscle cars in high school and then went to small trucks. Yeah, the guys in my school had like the little 80s like cars that sort of replaced muscle cars. like the Dodge Dusters and things like that. But yeah, Manny, 2 weeks ago, it was super cold here. It was like minus 20 Celsius, sort of like give or take for a while, and a bunch of my pipes froze. And that sucks. But the pipes are plastic, so they didn't like explode or anything. I just didn't have water in some of the house. And we're like, okay, fine. You can't fix that until it gets warm. Fine. You just leave the taps that do work on a trickle so they don't also freeze. You kind of just wait for it to get warm out. Unrelated, the washer decided that it was locked, even though it wasn't. It was like an electronic Whirlpool or Samsung, I don't remember which now. But like new-ish. And yeah, it just like thought that the locking mechanism was doing things that were not true and basically bricked itself. So I needed a new washing machine that was also stupid so that it wouldn't do something like that again. My jaw is on the floor right now. Yeah. I'm not even done. My car wouldn't start. It just died. I called CAA and the guy came to boost me and then told me it was my starter, which needed a tow, and I refused to get it towed, so I just didn't have a car for 2 weeks. Is there something going around? My dryer busted and my roof had a leak, both when we had the cold snap. I mean, maybe. The dryer might be fixable. Like, if you just use YouTube to its fullest potential. I think a lot of things on dryers you can fix yourself. But the washing machine, it was like an electronic problem. I'm sorry about your roof, though. That sucks. Did anything get, like, super damaged? That could... I guess maybe it hasn't warmed up enough for you to find out. Yeah. My dream car is the 73 Firebird. Yeah, now we're talking. That sounds right. I had like a hatchback in high school. It was fun, but wasn't anything fancy. How many more of these things do we need? Oh, 6 more. Okay. So we're close, but I think I'm gonna have to go into a dungeon because we only have 2 left in the open world, as far as I can tell. Oh no, we have... There's probably some in the War Within, right? I didn't look there. Yes! Okay, cool. I just didn't want to, like, have to go through Moradon. I caught it in time to avoid widespread damage, and I had brought in roofers just before the winter, so it was covered under their guarantee. That's really lucky. That's really lucky. From what I discovered, my pipes froze because the dryer vent exhaust was letting too much cold air like into the house, sort of like at the floor level. So I had to seal that. And then also the gap between the foundation and the siding was kind of doing the same thing in some places. So unless it gets like insanely cold again, it should be fine for a while now that I fixed that, but it's not great. Yeah. Man. Did you buy a new dryer or it's just still busted and you're like air drying things? Okay, we want to go... Oh, we have a minute left. I love my 2009 Jeep. 6-speed, manual windows. The only extra air conditioning is because Texas. Nice. Yeah. You know what? I miss manual windows, except the car I had as a teenager had manual windows, but they were right beside the speaker. And so if you weren't careful, like as you were cranking the window down, you would like rip the skin off your knuckles. Like it was such bad design. I did it more times than I should have. So you're like not really paying attention, right? You're like watching the road. It really hurt. Yeah. It was manual. It was manual and it didn't have a tack, which was really freaking... It would freak people out if they were driving it Like if I needed them to drive it for some reason. Not that that happened very often, but you had to shift like on pure sound. Yeah. The dryer, I'm fairly certain I know it's wrong, and I was running through YouTube tutorials as you suggested, but I need to test to see if I'm right. Yeah. Mine's broken twice, and it was YouTube basically fixed it for me. Yeah. It's just scary dealing with electronics, right? Like, or wiring in general. Okay. We're almost done. We need 4 more of these, and then I can go eat dinner. Oh, it says I still have something in my vault. Which I'm sure, again, is just like some time walking randomness, but we'll see it anyways. Yeah. Okay, I don't want to turn my add-ons back on, so I'm just going to take this instead of the gold on the off chance that it's a transmog. Oh no, my add-ons are on. Okay, I guess maybe just can I mog it is not on? I don't know. Alright, let's... Oh wait, that's not what I want. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Are there not? No, there are. Okay, okay, okay. They're just hard to see with all the rare icons. YouTube University, you can learn anything. Yeah. And honestly, part of me like mourns the information I could have had as a teenager, because it was like I was a teenager before YouTube existed, and I wanted to learn how to do, I wanted to skateboard, and I really liked mountain bike trials, which is kind of like the BMX of mountain bike, where you just like do tricks. It's, you can go watch it. There's like really amazing videos on it, but I thought both of those things were amazing. And I lived on a gravel road, so I couldn't skateboard even if I had had YouTube to teach me. But I could have learned some mountain bike stuff if I had YouTube, but I don't have anyone to teach me. I just like would watch the X Games and be like, this is sick. I need this so bad. And then let some air out of my tires and mess around sort of aimlessly. I'm calling BS here. YouTube is more than 3 years old, which means you would have had it in your teens. No. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not gonna do the math for you on any of that, but I didn't have YouTube until I left my parents' house. I didn't have high-speed internet either, so. Where am I going? I just started off in this direction thinking that it was right. Oh, over here. Oh, we should check that rare that might have the backpack while we're flying around. I would never ask you to do the math yet. Somebody in chat has done the math and they're like, interesting. Yeah. I mean, we're all WoW players. None of us are that young. I've told this story on stream before, but I was at a work thing a couple years ago, and one of the younger guys on the team and I were chatting, and he's like, oh yeah, like I'm going on a road trip, I'm gonna meet some friends from a video game. And I was like, oh, that's cool, that's really nice. What video game? And he's like, oh, it's really old. I was like, yeah, but like what video game? And this guy was like fresh out of college, so like early 20s. And he just like sheepishly looked at me. He's like, well, it's called World of Warcraft. And I was like, okay. I've heard of World of Warcraft. It's possible I've been playing it for almost its entire existence. A little part of me died. Didn't realize. Okay, one of the rares is up. It is the wrong one. But we'll kill it anyways, so that some lucky soul can get the backpack later. Alright. Do we want to do... I guess we'll get the ones in the Ringing Deeps. They're pretty close to the bottom of the coreway. Whereas it looks like if we go to Ashkahet, the verticality is going to be a nuisance. Fire him. Yeah. Yeah. He's a tank, though. So I was like, well, we need more of those. Yeah. Oh, I said okay. I said the words Ashkahet, and then I just like autopiloted to the portal. Ringing Deeps, Ringing Deeps. Yeah. Yeah. He was so embarrassed. God. I should have gone and run keys with him or something, but at the time I was feeling very salty about bear druids. I think I had like pugged too many keys with, I don't know, bears that weren't using iron fur or something. I was like, I don't know. You might be really good, but I'm feeling suspicious. Do. We put all this work in, we should probably actually use this transmog once we're done. Which character would I like to put it on? Excuse me, where is this thing? What is happening? Where is it? Archivist Farrelt. Maybe this is in the wrong place. Okay, one sec. Wowhead will save us. Archivist Farrelt. NPC. Game map in. He's supposed to be right here. Okay, we will try a different one. In my head, you found out he was an elf druid, and on his pink slip you wrote, "For the Horde." Yeah. No. Not in this day and age. God, the number of World of Disneycraft comments I've gotten, I'm not, like, I don't even... Anyways. YouTube comments are a terrible place. Sometimes. Sometimes they're lovely. Something, there's no faction conflict. Okay, is this one gonna be here? This is just a wall. There must be a cave? Oh boy. We've made a mistake with the Ringing Deeps. I had a feeling. Alright, let's just go to Halifal. I don't wanna fight this. There is no faction conflict in Boston, Sensei. I feel like that's probably, I mean, maybe you just came up with that one, but we should immortalize it. That was quite good. I feel like somebody should have said that before if they hadn't already. Oh. I was doing a walkthrough at a past job, and one of the employees had some fan merch for WoW. I said, "Oh, you play WoW," and the guy embarrassingly denied it. That sucks. Why would you do that? I mean, yeah, no, I was gonna try and like hypothesize what happened there, but I got nothing. There we go. Okay, I was worried that these ones weren't gonna be here either for some reason. Oh boy, we're almost done. The first chunk. Has anyone like rewatched Avatar: The Last Airbender? It was so good the first time, but I feel like maybe it doesn't have like that rewatch value. Also, when Appa got kidnapped or whatever happened, I skipped like 8 episodes because I couldn't handle the stress. So there's a chunk that I just didn't watch because I needed to know that Appa was okay. Yeah, part of me was trying to think like, oh, maybe he got the WoW thing like as a gift, or maybe he just like didn't want to talk about WoW right now, but neither of those things make that much sense. There's a live action one on Netflix and I'm terrified to watch it. I think I started it, Manny. I can't remember. Yeah, no, because I've never seen the live action movie. And so I did. I put on the first episode and it was like super dark. And I think it was Zuko in the opening scene. Maybe with Azula with him, but like I can't really remember. It was just super, super dark and you could barely see anything. Even though like my TV's in the basement, like I don't usually have a problem with that sort of thing. All right, we can go back. Where's my portals at? And I turned it off after like 10 minutes. It was not good enough to keep me for even a single episode. I think your fear is justified. Yeah. My doctor plays WoW and has the Horde emblem hanging in his office. Nice. Yeah. Hello, Gus. Thank you for the 2-month resub. What am I doing? Is there a lunar venue? We have to go back to Orgrimmar, don't we? I have a Team Liquid hoodie that I bought from their merch store that says like Team Liquid on it. Whoops, I was just mashing buttons. Haha. But yeah, in like pretty big letters around the hem. It's just super cozy. Whoever does their merch makes like outrageously cozy hoodies. But I was at the hospital visiting my dad. My dad was in for something and everything's fine now. It wasn't a big deal. But one of the doctors saw me sitting there with like the Team Liquid hoodie on and he came in and he's like, "Do you play League?" I was like, "No." He's like, "But you know Team Liquid." We're like, "Yeah, but they play other games." And he's like, "Okay, but like, do you play League?" I was like, "No," but like, you're very excited. So I don't want to disappoint you. And also like, maybe you're my dad's doctor. I'm not really sure. It was a very challenging conversation because he seemed to not know that Liquid had like teams for other sports. I wonder why I lost aggro. Damn, assuming you play League, did you not shower that day? I mean, I hadn't really slept, but yeah, rude. The puppy's back at the shelter. Yeah, they've been transferred to the Montreal shelter because the Toronto one had too many puppies, so they got reunited with their siblings. And I'm gonna put this on one of my shaman characters. Let's see how we feel about that. What am I saying? Yeah, they're reunited with their siblings and are gonna get adopted like in 5 minutes because they're adorable. Yeah. I think a week was like the right amount of time for me to be fostering puppies. They were a lot of work. Let's go. This guy. It was a tech company, so there was no shortage of geeks and gamers. I remember noticing a couple that had Horde decals on both of their cars. That's fun. I don't know if I've ever worked somewhere with like true nerd culture. It's gotta be like kind of refreshing. Even when I've worked at tech companies. Just like the wrong kind of tech companies, I guess. Those lunar outfits look like they would go all right on a priest. That's true. Yeah. I don't know why I chose this character. I guess maybe just because we were talking about how I don't really like the new shaman mogs that much. I didn't want to just like default to a Pandaren. That seemed wrong. Alrighty. What do we got? We'll go outfit 2. I really like this new... Was this the trading post set? This thing is fire. I have it on my Holy Paladin. Now, of course, I've forgotten what it's called. Lunar? There we go. Looks kind of weird because she's got the dark skin. She's just like monochromatic, but if we turn the tabard off and maybe not use the hat, that's better. And then, yeah, we don't want the Anubis gloves. Do you want any gloves? Oh, yeah, no, I don't like the cuffs. Okay, so we need something else. That's kind of cute. Yeah. And we don't have the weapons yet, but all right, let's do this. Here. Oh, did the base UI just like adopt the Narcissus thing where the first few icons are like what you're transmogging? Because that would be really nice. Okie dokie. Here, you know what? I'll show you guys what I'm working on. You made it this far, you get a sneak peek. And then I'm gonna head out and go have some dinner. Probably finish watching Freerun. Alright. So, I had too many ideas, but I had to pick one. So thank you to anybody who participated in the poll. But we've got a little like custom Zandalari wall-to-wall shelving conversation pit going on. I'm too excited for the troll zone. I kept telling myself I was going to wait for Zulamon, but I couldn't do it. Recessed seating. Yeah, man. We needed a conversation pit. It had to be here. So this is coming. Although you can probably figure out a lot of it just by looking. Maybe not all of it. But I think it's all right. It's coming together. Probably be able to do a much better version once we get all the Zulamon stuff, but that's okay. And these sofas, I don't know if they've fixed something about the clipping, but they don't clip that badly. The carpet does for some reason, even though it's smushed into the floor. But anyhow. Okay. Thank you everyone for hanging out with me. This is our first like proper stream in like a week because the puppies were taking up so much of my time, but they're gonna be off to their forever families like tomorrow, I bet. As soon as they're listed on the Montreal SPCA website. So anyways, have a great night. I will see you again on Friday afternoon, 4:30 Eastern, and probably find something besides getting the lunar tokens. That's the goal. It will be something else, but I don't know what yet. Yeah, thanks for watching.